Known as the matriarch of the modeling world, she has always known how to find the look that will sell. Her models are classy, sophisticated, and beautiful, and her indomitable spirit was instrumental in the creation of the global multi-billion-dollar modeling industry as we know it today. Born in New York City and raised on the North Shore of Long Island, Eileen Ford was part of a wealthy East Coast family. During summers while in school, Eileen did some modeling. After graduating, she met and fell in love with Jerry Ford. The two enjoyed a whirlwind courtship and were married in November 1944. Soon after, Jerry shipped out for World War II, and Eileen used her modeling background to do some work while he was gone.
I was taking bookings at home to make money. See, I couldn't get a job because I was pregnant. So I knew models, having been a stylist at Arnold Constable, and they wanted a secretary, which just fit into my life perfectly because I could do it at home. And so I started taking bookings for 2 models who paid me $65 a month each. Lots of models wanted to do that.
Jerry returned from the war in March 1946, and he and Eileen eventually had 4 children, Jamie, Bill, Katie, and Lacey, of whom they were both immensely proud. Jerry soon joined Eileen in building the agency, and the business was a true partnership. Eileen handled the creative part of signing models and putting deals together, while Jerry handled the business itself.
We weren't exactly agents, we were really more a service, because we didn't send bills or do anything like that. We just took their bookings. So that's how we became model agents. After that, we extended just taking bookings and sending bills and started managing careers. I guess we had really always done it, but we didn't realize what we were doing. I remember our first model, her name was Jean Patchett. When she'd go in, she'd say, "My name is Jean Patchett." "You don't, darn it, I'm Patchett."
Eileen was focused on refining every aspect of the girls, from their looks to their personalities. She was notoriously strict with her models and would have the girls stay in her own home so she could keep a close eye on them.
Jerry and I loved what we were doing. We loved being with the models as it grew, and we got to have a house. Models would live with us, and I went from one model, Jean Patchett, to Billy Ford. We would take young girls who'd just come to New York to live with us. Jerry said, God made good models, but he made very few great ones.
The Fords took a different approach from most agencies of the time. They treated modeling like a serious business. By negotiating with advertising agencies and photographers, they got their models better deals, and they made sure that models were paid weekly without fail. Because of this professional approach, Ford's clientele grew from 2 models to 34 in just 2 years.
Somebody once asked Jerry, "How could you marry Eileen? You hadn't known her but 3 months. She's older. You'd never had a job." And he said, "Did you ever try to say no to Eileen?"
As she worked with the models, Eileen quickly found that her forte was recognizing the women who would photograph well.
I produced the first store catalogs that I know of, and I'm very proud of those. I did that, and I wrote the copy to them. Oh, I made the first cover for 17. I made a 1. I had a 1 made, and I wound flowers around it, and that was 17's first cover.
Although she was never in advertising, Eileen knew which faces would sell, and her models determined the American standard of beauty for a generation.
They just created a wonderful world for women to admire. Not to think that they had to look like that, but they could admire it and adapt whatever they saw as a part of it for their own lives. That's what models are good for. They're the best saleswomen in the world.
Christy Brinkley, Brooke Shields, Lauren Hutton, Elle McPherson, Eileen Ford shaped each of these women into the top echelon models they came to be. Ford Models became the most prestigious agency in the business. Eileen is credited for bringing dozens of well-known models to the forefront of the fashion world. And her relentless drive for excellence has had a huge influence on the business of modeling.
Let me point out to you that I have absolutely no talent. I can't play the piano. If I sing Cole Porter, you wonder who made up that awful song. And I love to sing. I could only do one thing. I could find models.